2025. How's everyone doing? Nice to see everyone in here in chat. I guess even before I really get started here, I just want to give a shout out to Aisha. Aisha has just shared with everyone that she decided to break her fast, we'll say, quote unquote, early after fasting for 50 days. My fast lasted 7 weeks. This was challenging, and I was having trouble keeping down water and electrolytes. First of all, Aisha, congratulations on doing something so amazing. But at the same time, I'm glad that you are listening to your body. And I know you pushed as long as you could, and just a lot of, oh, no mic? Am I not working here? No, I'm working here. Someone said no mic. Anyway, Aisha, I'm glad to hear success in what you're doing. That's lovely. I will say at the same time, right? This is the next part of your journey. And the next part of your journey then is now working on the other habits. Yes, you can always fast, but I also know that putting another 50-day fast in is probably not what your next goal is, right? So if anything, oh, it was only for the first few seconds. Good. I'm glad. Thank you. I was like checking here to make sure everything was correct on my end, but I'm just double checking. Okay, we're good. Like I was saying, Aisha, right? The next part of your journey is now figuring out how to really figure out the other good, healthy habits. And honestly, Aisha, I look forward to hearing about it. I look forward to hearing about your continued success. And as I say that, right, I'm not just talking to Aisha here, I'm talking to everyone at this point. One of the things that I've decided, that I've realized, is I do these daily live streams because it helps me stay on task. It helps me be successful in what I'm doing. And my hope, right, for many of you is that I can help you be successful on your weight loss journey. This is a journey that isn't just some, I'm going to fast and that's it, and then walk away from it, because I think you and I all know that it's not just that easy. There are a lot of layers when it comes to taking care of yourself. Yeah, you can fast for a long period of time to get the weight off the scale quickly, but it's going to take so much more than that. You've heard me say it many times, right? It's more than just fasting. It's also how you refeed, how you eat, how you exercise, how you sleep. So I want to keep drilling that to everybody here, but I want to remind you that I'm here with you. Just like many of you are here day in and day out, I want you to remember I'm here to help you on your journey. I'm here to help you get to your goals. Before I continue, Lori, Shelby, Cap Rising, Aisha, like I said earlier, Shauna, Randall, Patty, put on the tiara, Kay Betters, Lynn, Elmira, Maggie May, Southern Girl, Margaret, Josh, Aaron. Is that everyone? 5 a.m. Squat Club. Welcome. Nice to see you. Thanks for being here today. Eric, I see you as well. Hey. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Elle, I see you as well. Thank you for your support. And I hope that everyone who's in here today, let's make this a good accountability live stream. I'm here to share my accountability. What does that mean? I'm here to share with you the good and the bad. If you're here and your goal is to lose weight, if your goal is to be happy and healthy for the long run, for the long term, I want you to be accountable. Share with us. Hi, Megan. I missed you there. Megan, how's it going? The one thing that I continue to learn day in and day out is not every day is going to be what you expect. You are going to have good days, you're going to have bad days, and you're going to have days in between. But every day should be a day you should be showing up for yourself. It doesn't mean that you have to go crazy hard every day, but you can still show up for yourself. You might be thinking, yeah, but what if I just decide to have a couple drinks and go out with my friends and eat dinner? Okay, that doesn't mean you can't show up for yourself. That doesn't mean that you can't put mindful practices into play. For example, if Saturday you got invited to do something Saturday evening and you told yourself, well, I was going to fast today, and you decide that you're going to go have dinner, okay, right? No shame, no guilt, no embarrassment. But does that mean you should throw away the day? Does it mean you should throw away the weekend? Does it mean that you shouldn't go for your walk in the morning, go to the gym to lift weights? No, right? You should be doing those things. You should still be mindful. You should still be taking care of yourself. 5 a.m. Squat Club says I'm new. When they say they fasted for 7 weeks, what exactly does that mean? Water fast? Yep. 50 days. Well, broke at the 50-day mark. Some people might fast in different ways, 5 a.m. Squat Club. Some people might do it with modified fasting. Some people might do it with straight water with electrolytes. Some people might do it with a small amount of calories. Some people might do it with 0-calorie drinks. Just any advice for anyone who's watching this? You should do what works for you. You should do what is sustainable and consistent and will benefit you in the long term, for the long run. I have been doing this now for 680 days. That's a long time, everyone. I've been doing this for a long time, 680 days. It's not 680 days of perfection. It never has been. Even on the first week of my journey, many people might look at it as perfection, but Jerome, you fasted for 93, 94 hours for 5 months straight. Sure. But was my diet the cleanest? Nope. Did I get all my steps in every single day? Probably not. But I showed up and I did what I had to do. For many of you who are saying, I'm going to start tomorrow, I'm going to start tomorrow. How many of you are in here today saying, today's Monday, so today's my day one? No shame in it. But the real question is, how often are you saying Monday is your day one? How many of you are in here right now saying today is day one for me because it's a Monday? The next question is, how many times do you say this every Monday? Do you do it every few Mondays? Today is day one. Today is day one. Today is day one. I'm going to start today. I'm going to start today. I'm going to start today. That kind of behavior, that kind of thinking it's a bad habit. It's a slippery slope. It causes the all or nothing mentality in many of us. And really what I'm trying to do for many of us here is we get out of that all or nothing mentality. We get out of that thinking that there is only one way to do things and nothing else matters. Because if you are doing then the nothing part and you are throwing away the day, you are doing yourself a disservice, because every day should be an opportunity to grow. Every day should be an opportunity to learn from the good things you've done and from the bad things you've done. Those mistakes that you do, you don't throw it away. Instead, you think about it. What got me here? Why did this happen? Did I do other things for myself to change the way I think, to build better habits? Hi, Birdie. I see you there in chat. Welcome, welcome. And I say that from somebody who has had continued bad habits, who has had moments of all or nothing tendencies. That has literally been me my entire life, living this all or nothing lifestyle. And after gaining about 30 pounds in 5 weeks, about a month and a half ago, I was like, I can't keep cycling in this way. And so I started to become more accountable. I started to show up every day to remind myself that I can practice imperfect consistency. I can do things that don't require going completely balls out every day, and I can still continue to get results. And that's what I've been doing now for the last 54 days, I believe. Rounds of ADF, alternate day fasting, eating every other day, fasting every other day. It isn't the hardest thing in the world putting a day in between fasting, especially for someone like me that has been doing 4-day fasts, sometimes 5-day fasts, sometimes 7-day fasts. But still being able to do just ADF and losing weight, still being able to eat extra calories, 5,000 calories, 8,000 calories, and then performing longer fasts when needed, but still continuing to lose weight, still being able to go on vacation and work on my other weight loss levers, sometimes putting a short fast in, sometimes working on making better food choices, and still continuing to lose weight. What I'm trying to share with all of you here is that you're going to have moments that you're doing well. You're going to have moments that you're going to push hard. You're going to have moments that you're going to look back on and be like, I did that. I accomplished that. I did something that put me out of my comfort zone, and I was able to achieve that. Those are great moments. Those are great days to look back on. But you're also going to have days where you might overeat that day. You might get invited to hang out with friends or family, and you break your fast early. You might eat back-to-back days. You might overeat. You might go out and have a couple drinks. But don't put yourself in this place where once that happens, you're going to feel bad. You're going to feel shameful. You're going to pretend it never happened. And then you start playing tricks in your head that says, well, you know what? I did this already, so I might as well do this too. I might as well do this too. I might as well do this too. Because you and I both know that all you're doing at that point then is digging yourself a deeper hole, putting yourself in a position where now you're trying to climb out of that hole, and you didn't need to get there in the first place. You know what that's like. You know you can get yourself out of that. And that's what I've done. After putting on nearly 30 pounds about 2 months ago, I think it's about 2 months ago now, right? After doing that, I've now put myself in a place where I said, just practice imperfect consistency. Just practice being as good as I can be most of the days, and then having other days where I'm going to do whatever. I mean, I just showed you yesterday, I ate 9,500 calories 2 days ago, 9,500 calories. Now, I'm not saying you need to eat that many calories because most people don't, but I showed up for it. I was honest about it. I didn't hide it. I put a video out a couple days ago, or a short or a TikTok or whatever, and I talked about secret eating. Are you a secret eater? Do you hide food from other people? Do you pretend that after you eat that food, it never happened? Sometimes it's that blindness, right? That's being a detriment to you. It's a bad habit that you've picked up that you continue doing. What I'm telling you is maybe it's time to put that to rest. And if you are going to eat that way, if you are thinking about secretly eating, that maybe what you do instead then is show some accountability and share. That's why even after eating 9,500 calories, right? No shame, no guilt, no embarrassment. And you know what? Let's talk about this. So Liver King fan, how's it going, Liver King fan? Nice to see you. I started my fast yesterday, but I gave in and ate a whole thing of Oreos. Now I feel guilty. And I get that. And you know what? You're not the only person that's ever felt that way. I've felt that way. Many people who are in here probably have done something similar and have felt that way. But I'm going to tell you this right now. I appreciate you saying that. I appreciate you sharing that with us. No shame, no guilt, no embarrassment. And if anybody's in here who's going to shame you for that, fuck them, right? I don't tolerate that shit anyway. What that means for you is ask yourself, right? And these are the conversations I have when I coach people is what put you in that place? Were you eating it because you were truly hungry? And maybe you were, but did you have a plan before eating that entire thing of Oreos? Did you eat something healthier prior to that? I don't know what that answer is. And obviously, I don't have time to talk about one specific thing for the entire stream here. But what it might mean for you then is you got those calories in you, put those calories to use, right? Go take an extra walk, go lift some weights at the gym. Or what it also means then, just continue about your day, right? And figure out what your next move is. Sometimes in our heads, we get into this place of saying, okay, now I'm going to counterbalance and now I'm going to fast for even longer. And it might not have to be that way. Instead, you just continue and follow along the plan, right? And Liver King fan says here, well, I've been doing well for the last 2 weeks, so it's all good. And I'm glad you feel that way. Honestly, it makes me happy to see that because you know the name of the game. You know that these, we can call it a slip up, right? Or these moments, if they continue to be less and less and less, if the frequency of these moments become less and less and less, you're changing the way you think. You're changing your habits. Even for a Liver King fan to say something like this, I look at that and I look at this as a win because you said something about it. You didn't keep it to yourself, right? This might be a turning point for you in that regard. And I mean, even for you to just show up and share that you've been doing well, I mean, that's a huge plus already. So keep doing your thing. No shame, no guilt, no embarrassment. JDM, can you share a bit about your journey with rolling 72s? Would you recommend it for others? Did you do anything to prep in advance of these longer fasts? Did you find it sustainable? JDM, thank you for the question. So my journey with 72s, they weren't 72s. My journey was 90s. I was doing an average of 93 or 94 hour fast for 5 months in a row. And then after doing 93, 94 hour fasts, I was doing about 65 hour fast for, I forgot how many months after that. And then after that, I've been doing 42s. And then since then, I've been doing a mix of all of these things for the last 680 days. Would I recommend it for others? My recommendation for anybody who's watching this, and this is probably going to be my answer anytime anybody asks me questions like this, is my recommendation for people when they're fasting is do what you healthily can. If you think you can do 72s and feel good and operate normally and function like a normal human being and still be able to go out and be with friends and work out, nothing should stop you, right? As long as you can healthfully do so. At the same time, what this might mean is, hey, a rolling 72 shouldn't just mean 72, 72, 72, 72, 72, 72 forever. It can, if that's what you want until you get to your goal. But for some people, 72s might start to initiate burnout. What do I mean by burnout? Eventually, your physical and your mental doesn't want to do it, doesn't want to keep up with it anymore. And so what that might mean is 72, 72, 23, 36, 72, 72, 23, right? Practicing, doing flexible fasting. This is something I said not too long ago either. I feel like that's a really good term. Sometimes what you need to do is practice flexible fasting, where you're fasting for as long as it's appropriate. If you start to feel off, if you start to feel ill, if you start to, right? The one thing that I will always tell people is the moment you feel nauseous, the moment you feel like you're lightheaded, the moment you cannot function like a human being, break your fast, refeed. And if you didn't fast for as long as you thought, then refeed cleaner, right? If you suck at fasting, get good at your diet. If your diet sucks, well, you better be good at fasting. And in reality, what needs to happen is to be good at both eventually. Work all of your levers when it comes to weight loss. So, would I recommend it for others? I would only recommend it if you can do it sustainably, if it feels good for you. Did I do anything to prep in advance of those longer fasts? I didn't, but that's because I've been doing this for a long time. I've had my fasting muscle has pretty much been working for a while now. So for me, I don't really prep for long fasts. I just do it. Um, did you find it sustainable? I found it sustainable for 5 months doing 90-hour fasts. But it was also because I had a lot of motivation under me. I had a lot of people who, here's the thing, when there are haters out there and they'll tell me that I can't do something or I should do X, Y, and Z, there is a fire that gets lit under me when people tell me I can't do this. And it's like, no, I can. And I do it. So for me at the time, sure, it was sustainable then. Today, I don't want to do rolling 90s. I don't want to eat once every 4 days because I really do like eating every other day. I also like lifting weights every other day and having a lot of energy behind me. So that's kind of how I see it, JDM. Thank you for the question, though. Hopefully that's helpful for you. Let's see here. So moving forward, right? I have been practicing imperfect consistency. I have been doing long fasts. I've been doing short fasts. I've been eating whatever I want. Some days I'm very careful about how much I'm eating. But yesterday, if you were here on yesterday's live stream, last night's live stream, I talked about how I ate 9,500 calories. It was a very big refeed day. In the last 24 refeeds, my refeed time has been around 5.5 hours. My average calories per refeed right now is over 4,000. It's a lot higher than I want it to be. Do I wish it was under 3,000? That's my goal. But I'm going to remind you, no shame, no embarrassment, no guilt. That's just my life right now. I ate 9,500 calories the other day because I was out at a Cubs game and I was drinking a lot. I was drinking a lot of this. I was drinking a lot of old styles. I was with friends. I went to an all-you-can-eat hot pot place later in the evening. I have those moments. They don't happen often, but they happen. And I know that when I'm refeeding lately, my calories are a lot higher than they should be. But like I said, I'm continuing to work on it. That's the best I can do. Being honest and accountable is going to help me from hiding that, from pretending that it didn't happen. That's a big change from where I used to be before. My average protein per refeed, 207 grams, which I'm very happy with. I prioritize protein because I want to make sure I maintain my muscle. I continue to build muscle. During my last 10 refeeds, you'll see everything highlighted is over 3,000 calories refed. There's only one that isn't highlighted that was under 3,000 calories. At the same time, though, look at these dates of my refeeds. 8/24, 8/27, 8/30, 9/1, 9/2, 9/4, 9/7, 9/9, 9/11, 9/13. Where are the other days? I was fasting during those days. So even though some of those calorie counts are super high, I've been fasting on days in between that, right? So I'm offsetting a lot of this as well. Do you have to do it this way? No, you don't. You don't have to eat as many calories as me. You don't have to fast for as long as me. Use fasting as a tool. Use mindful eating as a tool. Use shorter refeeds as a tool. Use making better choices when it comes to eating as a tool. You don't have to do what I do. I'm just sharing with you my journey and what's been working for me. Because as you see these, right, I continue to lose weight. I continue to keep my weight stable where it needs to be. My last 10 refeed weights My last 10 fasted weights, you'll see, are all highlighted here in red. My red highlights are the weight that I push up after a refeed. If you look at the very last bullet, you'll see after I ate 9,500 calories, I put on about 7.5 pounds. Not even 24 hours later, as I stepped on the scale this morning, I lost 5.2 of those 7.4 pounds. Does it mean that I gained 7.4 pounds after eating 9,500 calories? No. A good number of that is water. Sure, there is fat. You're not going to escape eating 9,500 calories and not putting fat on doing that, right? At the same time, 24 hours later, I lost 5 pounds this morning. So 2 days ago or yesterday, I literally pushed up from 143.2 to 150. And then this morning, 24 hours later, I was 145.4 pounds. The constant reminder that the number on the scale is going to do what it wants to do. I'm still up in weight, obviously, because I ate so much 2 days ago. But I'm not going to sit here and cry about it, right? I'm not going to sit here and be like, well, today's shot. Life sucks. What's the point of doing anything, right? Instead, I put those calories to use. I lifted heavy the day after a heavy refeed. I was even hungover yesterday when I woke up in the morning, and I questioned even doing anything, but it dissipated. And I was able then to go to the gym, lift, go for my walk, do what I needed to do. But I didn't throw away the rest of the weekend, which I know is very common for many people. If you eat shitty on Saturday, you'll be like, well, I might as well eat shitty on Sunday. Do you have to do that? No. If you want to, that's your decision. But be mindful about it instead of just saying, fuck it. What's the point? I don't want to think about it. Let's just start on Monday. It's that kind of thinking that you have to get yourself out of. Yo, Spike, I see you in chat. What's going on, Spike? Hello. Welcome. And like I said, it's more than just fasting. Even after I ate 9,500 calories on Saturday, I didn't wake up on Sunday and said, well, what's the point of walking? I went for my walk. Look at my daily step average over the last 54 days, over 16,000 steps still. Yesterday, my step count was 15,700. Strength training. Yesterday, when I got up, the day after I ate 9,500 calories, I didn't say, well, what's the point? I ate 9,500 calories. Why even lift weights? When in reality, lifting weights, that's a huge benefit after having such a big refeed day. And I made it work, right? I took advantage of doing that. These 9,500 calorie days, these 5,000, 7,000 calorie days, they're big eating days. And I know it's not for everyone. I know people aren't capable of doing that, and you shouldn't. Don't force it. This is just how I've always been. I've always been a very big eater, even at my frame of 5'3", 140 some pounds. Because I was eating that way when I was 5'3" and weighed 235 pounds, right? But the difference between then and now is these days don't happen all the time. I practice something called the 80-20 rule. 80% of the time, I eat the way I should. I keep my calories in check. I go for my walks. I lift weights. In the last 54 days of me recording this information, I've had 45 80% days. When I refeed, I'm eating under 3,000 calories. My protein's at around 200 grams. If you look at my 20% days, those are the days where I'm eating a lot more. I'm going out for drinks. I might not be getting my steps in that day, but look at how often that happens. 9 days of the last 54 days have I had 20% days. And so, yes, The calorie average is high, over 6,000 calories. But the 80% days, 45 of those days outweigh the 20% days. Those 45 days, that's included with 20 plus days in there of fasting, right? All this to say that it's okay to have days where you overeat. You just don't want them to outnumber the days that you're taking care of yourself, that you're doing the good things for you and your body. My goal today, because I ate 9,500 calories 2 days ago, is I said this before, but my goal is to continue doing ADF. My goal is to continue fasting every other day, eating every other day. When I had 9,500 calories, if I really wanted to offset that weight, I should be pushing a 4-day fast right now. Maybe a 3-day fast to kind of help alleviate the numbers. But I wanted to do ADF. I wanted to eat every other day and fast every other day to show you that I still need to prioritize calorie control and that I can still continue to lose weight, eating every other day, fasting every other day, even on days when I overeat. Because eventually, me controlling my calories will outnumber these higher calorie days. And so that's currently the plan, right? As I'm sitting here right now, as we're having this conversation, I am currently 40 hours fasted. I'll be breaking later today. My weight will push up again, but I know my goal is to keep the calories down. I'm obviously not going to eat 9,500, but my goal today is to really keep myself under 3,000 calories. That is my goal. Keep it under 3,000 calories, keep my protein higher than 190 grams. That's what I'm aiming for today. I've already planned out my meal. I'm looking forward to my refeed tonight. Kevin, what's going on? I love what Kevin says here. Hi, fasting fam. Hope everyone is healthier today than yesterday. I love that. That is the goal for anybody who's in here right now. Sure, you want to lose weight? I get it. I'm here to help you. Let me help you get to where you need to be. You want to drop weight? Do it. Let's have you drop that weight for good. But at the same time, are you working on your good, healthy habits? Because that's what really counts. At the end of the day, that's where we all want to be. We all might have different goals in here right now, but I am more than willing to bet that the real goals here right now is to be as happy and as healthy as possible. Am I wrong? If you're not here right now with the intent to be happy and healthy, then I don't know what you're doing here. Unless you just want to be here to hang out, which in that case, okay, I gotcha. Portia with a $2 super chat. Portia, so nice to see you. Appreciate the super chat. Thank you. Actually, I was going to say, Portia, I emailed you earlier today. Hey, Jerome, just got your message. Can we do 5:15 today? Bet. So that means, Portia, that you and I will be talking in less than 30 minutes. I appreciate you getting my message and responding back to me with a super chat. Thank you for the support. I'll update the time once I finish this live stream on here, but thank you for being flexible. I appreciate that. Where was I? I lost my train of thought now because of Portia here. Here's the thing too, right? I want to share another nerd stat with you. I know I'm very big when it comes to nerd stats and I love data. And so I wanted to share something a little different here, and I call it my weight stability sheet, right? What I ended up doing is I started looking at my trends in the last 680 days, right? If you look at this, in the last 680 days, Day one, I weighed around 220 pounds. Now, this is day one of me restarting my journey. But if you look, I started parsing out what days 1 to 100 look like, what days 100 to 200 look like. And pretty much what this is this is showing you what every 100 days look like, where my weight average was. So if you look, day one, I weighed around 220. But in the first 100 days of my journey, my average weight was 179 pounds. Days 100 to 200, my weight was 148 pounds, a huge drop already. Look at that drop in 200 days. I mean, look at that drop in 100 days. I mean, I got down to 140 pounds in 138 days. But what I'm showing you here is the stability of my weight. Look at days 200 to 300, 142. Days 300 to 400, it bumped up to 151. 400 to 500, 151. Days 500 to 600, 150. Today, days 600 to 680, 151. Now, I show this to show people that I have kept this weight off, I have lost this weight, and I will continue to lose this weight. My goal is this average number will continue to drop down until I get to where I want to be. But the big thing about this is look at my fasting hour average. On the first 100 days of my journey, my fasting average was 94 hours. That's a 4-day fast, okay? But look at how the stability kept itself going, even though I was not fasting for 94 hours anymore. I have literally kept the weight stable, not fasting for 94 hours, but for 63, for 54, for 39, for 38 currently. Why do I show this? Because I want you to understand that I'm not just fasting to get to my goals. I am keeping this weight off and keeping it stable because I continue to work on the other parts of my weight loss levers. I continue to work on the way I eat. I continue to work on my exercise. I continue to work on my sleep. I continue to work on my mental health. I'm putting it all together to keep me as happy and healthy as possible. I really like these stats in particular because it shows me that I don't have to fast for 4 days on end to get to where I want to be. I could. I already told you all, I'm good at the fasting part. The diet part is the one I'm continuing to work on. The all or nothing mindset is the thing I'm continuing to work on. But every 100 days that continues, that fasting number is continuing to drop, but the weight is still stable. And my hope is the weight will continue to push itself down even lower until I get to where I want to be ultimately. So those are my nerd stats. Time to do fit check. If you're unfamiliar with what fit check is, that's where I'm going to stand back here. You'll see what I look like physically. There's my squeaky chair. And it's just a way to be transparent and accountable and show you all, hey, I ate 9,500 calories 2 days ago, but I'm going to stand up and show you anyway what it looks like 24 hours later, right? No shame, no guilt, no embarrassment. I think it's really important that for me, maybe for you, that accountability, it speaks volumes. We all know what we need to do to be healthy. Most of us. We all know that fasting and taking care of yourself and eating better, all of these things will benefit you in the long run. But without accountability, how easy is it for you to do? That's why Fit Check is something that I do on a daily basis now for the last, 54 days. And again, right? Like as I'm talking about this, these photos of me, it's not like I show it so you understand that I have been overweight my entire life, right? It's not like I just gained this weight 5 years ago and here's me trying to lose it, right? This has been a recurring thing for me my entire life. as a teenager, in my 20s, in my 30s, and even in my 40s. I ate 9,500 calories 2 days ago. And I went through a 24-hour fast, and the 7.5 pounds that I gained, I already lost 5 of those pounds. I'm already starting to lean out again, right? I still feel a little bloated. I'm still a little higher in weight than where I want to be, but it's okay because I use those calories to my advantage. I lift weights where I can. I take care of myself as best as I can. So let's do fit check. Currently, I'm wearing this shirt here is a size extra large boys shirt. I'm wearing these, I believe they're large boys shorts. And my foot's asleep again like it was last time. But we'll go ahead, we'll do fit check. Again, boys extra large shirt, and these shorts are large boys shorts. So full shot, front shot here, side shot, right? Rear, side, and front. And you can see, right? I'm still bloated right here, right? Still fat here, loose skin here, right? But no shame, no embarrassment, no guilt. I have been obese, morbidly obese my entire life. This is the best that I'm doing for myself right now. I've reversed my type 2 diabetes. I've reversed my high blood pressure. I continue to take care of myself, right? That's the best I can do. And I will continue to do so by being accountable and showing up every single day. One of the things that for me, right, like as I continue to do this, and the more I keep saying no guilt, no shame, no embarrassment, it empowers me. It makes me realize that I'm a lot stronger than I thought I was. And it's really nice to know that. And I hope for many of you who are here right now that it empowers you to realize that you can do hard things, that you can get yourself out of what you're in right now. Because I've done it, right? I don't take medication. I haven't gone through weight loss surgery. I've never had Ozempic. And I was someone who's morbidly obese his entire life. And I've been able to do this naturally, right? I don't take anything. So again, it's just a reminder to you that like this is possible, right? Like from where I was before, from being here, right? From being here, can I not split this in half? I guess I can't. Right? From being here to where I'm at today. So really, I want you to know that it's possible. You are capable of doing something hard. You're capable at finding success as long as you continue building good, healthy habits. So that's all I got for today. Q&A, everyone. Q&A is where I will now take this part of the segment and answer any questions. And you know what? Like I said, my goal right now is to help you all. So if you're struggling, if you need help with something, I don't know what you're waiting for, right? Take advantage. Ask me. I'm happy to help. But if maybe you don't want to ask it here, and maybe what you're looking for is something a little different. If you're looking for help with weight loss or fasting or accountability, if you're looking for an accountability partner, an accountability coach, you can go to finallyfasting.com. You can book a one-on-one session with me. We can talk and put a plan together. We can put a strategy together. Let me help you get to your goals. That is literally the only thing that I am trying to get out of this at this point. I'm going to share this with you. Okay. I'm at this place now where I can't control whether or not this channel does well or not. Like, obviously, this is my livelihood at this point, right? But I told myself to stop chasing anything at this point. Stop chasing numbers, stop chasing whatever. What I want to do is do something that fulfills me. And I get fulfillment out of taking care of myself and knowing that I have the opportunity to help other people. So if I can help you, let me help you. Feel free to reach out in whatever way that you can. If I can help you get there, I'd love to see it. I've worked with so many people at this point, and when I see people get out of their bad habits, when I see people find success in what they're doing, there's nothing more fulfilling than that. So again, finallyfasting.com, if you want to book something with me, you don't have to. You can just come here every day and just talk to me, right? Let's figure this shit out together. That's my goal. There's no more bullshit with this. I mean, there never was bullshit, but to me, it feels like my goals are a lot clearer now. It's like, dude, here's the thing, right? I'm moving out of this country. I've sold all my possessions, right? I don't have a lot of debt except this app I'm working on. But outside of that, the only thing that I want to do now is, dude, I just want to be happy and healthy. That's all I care about. And if I can make good friends along the way and help you get to where you want to be, let me be that for you. Anyway, that's it. So at the same time, if you do want to support in a different way, you can go to the link of this live stream. You can be part of the Finally Fasting family. Just click on that link. If you join, you'll get your name in the intros of these live streams. You get to use custom emoji. And if you join the higher tier, you can talk to us Wednesday nights where we have Wednesday accountability sessions. So you can take a look at that. Okay, that's all I got. Any questions? Maggie says, this isn't a question, but I was looking for question marks. Come on, people. Over 50 watching and only 7 likes. I can't control people, Maggie May, but I appreciate the kind words. It is what it is. I'm not going to sit here and beg for anything. Honestly, it doesn't matter I mean, obviously it matters in a way of like, it'll help the channel, but at the same time, like, for me, I just want to be able to help, and I want to be able to continue to stay happy and healthy. So to me, I think that's what's big for me. Aisha says, what time do you plan to live stream tomorrow? Just in time, Aisha. Let me look at my calendar real quick. So tomorrow, tomorrow is pretty open, but I'm going to guess that I will probably live stream around the same time I normally do during the weekdays. And I would say somewhere around 1:30 p.m. Central. Sound good? 1:30 p.m. Central. Aisha, please keep us posted on how things are going with your refeed as well. So continue to take care of yourself. I'm so proud of your success. And like I said, I can't wait to see how you continue from here. Let's get you to your goals, right? Let's get you to where you need to be. So, okay. Any other questions? Hey, Angela, nice to see you here. Melly Mel, nice to see you here. Nice to see other people in here as well. Okay, I think that's it. Oh, here's a question. Shelby says, Jerome, what supplements do you take? So for a while, I wasn't taking anything, like no supplements. Just to give you a refresher, or if you don't know this, but for anybody who might be wondering, for me, when I fast, I don't take anything, right? I don't take anything. I don't take any supplements while I'm fasting. But lately, more recently, I have started taking protein powder. I just take whatever protein powder. I take Optimum Nutrition, or I have some other ones because I like to try other flavors. But I take protein powder only when I refeed, and I also take creatine monohydrate, but I take 5 grams of creatine monohydrate only when I refeed. So I only take it every other day, but that's it. I take nothing else. I don't take a multivitamin. I don't take any vitamins. And I'm not saying, for anybody who's watching this, I'm not saying that any of you need to take, or that you should be taking anything, or that you shouldn't be taking anything. I'm just sharing with you all how I do it. Eventually, maybe there's going to come a time where it's like, oh, yeah, maybe I will start taking vitamins or this or that. But my blood work pretty much says that I'm not deficient in anything. So for me, I really don't worry about it. But that's it. That's all I really take. Protein powder and creatine monohydrate only on the days that I refeed. So that's it. So, okay. I think that's all I got, right? Portia, you and I are talking in 12 minutes. So I'm going to get that prepped. And that's it for me. Let's do this again tomorrow, everyone. Are you going to show up? Are you going to be accountable? I should start asking this, and I've said this before, but if you want to help yourself, if you want to be accountable, maybe what it might mean for many of you too is start sharing how many days you're in this journey. I would love to see people get into the hundreds. I would love people to be like, I've been doing this for a while, right? Instead of seeing day 1, day 3, right? So share with us. Let us know how long you've been doing this for. It's time to rewire your brain, right? It's time to start thinking about good, healthy habits. So we're going to go through the exact same spiel tomorrow. I'll continue sharing what I can, and that's really all I got. So with that being said, thank you everyone for being here today. Portia, thank you for the extra support with that donation. Thank you to my Finally Fasting fam for being here. I appreciate you supporting me with a membership. And even if you don't, thanks for being here today. Thanks for stopping by. We'll do this again tomorrow. And that's all I got. So I'll do my obligatory wave, and I'll see you all tomorrow at around 1:30 Central. Okay, I'll see you then. Take care.